Welcome to the Brody Show, where I share big ideas from business and life books and end it with a clear takeaway and action steps. Today, we have a few stories from the book Discipline as Destiny by Ryan Holiday. And more specifically, we're going to talk about how the biggest names in history, from Thomas Edison to John Wooden, owe their success to something much more ordinary, much less respected, and entirely within your control. So let's get started.
The legend of Thomas Edison often paints him as a solitary genius struck by divine inspiration. But the reality of Menlo Park was far more industrial, gritty, and physically demanding. Edison himself was famously dismissive of the idea that his inventions were born of dreams or a superior imagination, once bluntly stating that he had created nothing through dreaming. To him, the laboratory wasn't a place of meditation. It was a place of high-volume trial and error, where the only requirement for success was simply staying in the room. He viewed discovery as a physical event that occurs in real time, and his genius was his refusal to be anywhere else when it happened. He lived in his laboratory, often sleeping on a workbench or under a table, essentially turning his life into a marathon of presence. He understood that a breakthrough is like a stray cat. It might show up at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, and if you aren't there to catch it, the discovery belongs to the universe, not to you. Even when he was sick, exhausted, or facing personal disaster, he clocked in. This wasn't about being the smartest man in the world, it was about being the most persistent. He conceded that most of his success belonged to his body, rather than his brain, because he had the physical discipline to put his ass in the seat, day after day, until the compounding power of consistency finally yielded a light bulb that wouldn't burn out. This same obsession with the unglamorous fundamentals is what defined the dynasty of John Wooden at UCLA. Every year, he would welcome the nation's most elite basketball recruits, young men who had spent their lives being told they were superstars. And he would start their very first practice not with a ball, but with a pair of socks. It was a jarring, almost humbling exercise. Wooden would sit these athletes down and meticulously demonstrate how to pull a sock over the toes, working it around the heel area until there wasn't a single wrinkle or fold in the fabric. He would explain that a wrinkle leads to friction, friction leads to a blister, and a blister leads to a player favoring a foot or losing a split second of explosive power. In a game determined by inches and milliseconds, that tiny lapse in preparation could lead to a blown-out knee or a lost championship. He then moved to the shoes, insisting they be widened at the laces before being put on, then tightened eyelet by eyelet and double-knotted so they could never come undone during a game. Wooden's philosophy was that greatness is a tower built on a million tiny, perfectly placed bricks. He believed that if a player lacked the self-discipline to properly manage their own footwear, they could never be trusted to execute a complex full-court press under the bright lights of a Final Four game. By sweating the small stuff that everyone else thought they were too big for, Wooden ensured that his teams were physically and mentally prepared for the friction of reality, proving that salvation and championships are found in the details that most people are too lazy to notice.
Okay, so my takeaway is that consistency isn't just a mindset. It's physically being committed to showing up even when you're not feeling it. Because the greatest build on the daily task, like the work of Thomas Edison. He showed up every single day to do the work simply because it was his duty. And for action steps, I would say choose a specific environment. Let's say your office, the gym, the recording studio, and commit to a set clock in time. Your goal for the week is to simply be in that space at that time, regardless on how productive you actually feel. So the next time you wake up feeling uninspired or distracted, commit to just doing one micro task. Send that one email, write that one paragraph, or just do that one set of an exercise. Prove to yourself that momentum is more important than the mood and how you feel at that moment. So, thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to keep updated on my latest book summary videos. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.